Hello, we're Y Econ, and we want to ask you something important. Do you know why economics is essential to your life? No, we're not talking only about stocks or high-level finance. We're talking about the reason your rent is high, why groceries seem more expensive, why your paycheck sometimes feels like it disappears in a few days. Economics is behind everything. The price of your favorite snack, your bus fare, your job opportunities. It's about how we make decisions, as individuals, families, companies, and governments. And whether you like it or not, you're part of the system. When you go to a store and choose one brand over another, you're reacting to pricing, branding, and availability. All economic forces. When you avoid taking a loan because interest rates are high, you're navigating economic policy. But here's the problem. Most people are playing a game they don't understand, and that makes them vulnerable. You work harder but save less. You try to invest but fear losing money. You hear about inflation, GDP, or recessions and feel lost. That's why we created Y-Econ, because we believe economic knowledge is not a luxury, it's survival. Here, we'll explain everything clearly and directly. No complicated terms, no bias. You'll learn how to think like a player, not a pawn. Because when you understand how the system works, you stop being controlled by it and start using it to your advantage. Let's begin this journey. One concept, one video at a time. You've probably heard people complain, everything is so expensive nowadays. But inflation isn't just prices going up. It's your money losing value. Think of it like this. A year ago, $100 bought a full grocery cart. Today, maybe only 2 toads. You didn't change. Your salary might be the same, but what you can buy has changed. That's inflation. And it's caused by several things. More money circulating, supply chain problems, global conflicts, or even natural disasters. For example, if everyone wants to buy cars at once, but factories can't produce enough, prices go up. If gas gets more expensive due to war or sanctions, transportation costs increase, which makes everything more expensive, from food to electronics. During crises like COVID-19, governments print money to stimulate the economy. It helps in the short term, but later adds pressure on prices. Add to that a global shipping crisis and rising energy prices, and you get what we saw from 2021 to 2023. Sharp, worldwide inflation. But here's a twist. Some inflation is good. Central banks even aim for around 2% inflation. It keeps the economy active. Too little, and the economy may stagnate. Too much, and people suffer. So the goal isn't to eliminate inflation, it's to control it. When inflation is under control, businesses grow, workers earn more, and life feels more stable. In the next chapter, we'll show you how inflation touches your life every day, and why it matters more than ever. Inflation isn't a news headline. It's your reality. It's in the rising rent, the shrinking portions at restaurants, the extra dollars at the gas station. Let's make it concrete. In 2022, the average price of a dozen eggs in the U.S. went from $1.79 to $4.25 in just months. That's more than double. And for a basic item, now multiply that effect across meat, milk, rent, electricity. If your salary didn't grow at the same pace, you effectively became poorer. And the hardest hit are always middle and low-income families. Essentials take up most of their budget. Some had to stop saving. Others delayed dreams. Buying a car, starting a business, even having children. But here's where things start to turn. In 2023, the Fed raised interest rates aggressively. That made borrowing harder, credit cards, car loans, mortgages. But it also slowed inflation. By mid-2024, core inflation had dropped from over 8% to around 3.2%. At the same time, investments like U.S. bonds became attractive again, offering up to 4.5% returns with low risk. So if you had $1,000 saved in 2020 doing nothing, now you could be making $45 per year, just by shifting to bonds. That's not huge money, but it's better than losing value in a checking account. Also, platforms like eBay saw $73 billion in sales in 2024. Many individuals made side income selling items online, flipping products, creating digital content, or offering freelance services. Inflation is painful, but knowledge turns it into opportunity. Next, are prices about to drop? Let's look at the numbers. Let's be clear. We're not analyzing any government, we're analyzing data, and the current data, even with challenges, is optimistic. According to the Federal Reserve, inflation should fall to 3% by the end of 2025, 2.4% in 2026, and 2.1% by 2027. That's almost back to normal. That means purchasing power will stabilize. The value of your money will stop falling as fast. Also, interest rates, which are now high, are expected to fall to around 3% in 2026. That will make credit cheaper, better mortgage rates, lower business loan costs, more accessible student loans. So, is it time to buy a house? Maybe, Cities like Austin, Phoenix, and Oakland are even seeing drops. Mortgage rates may drop to 5.5% by late 2025, making buying much more realistic. Rents are stabilizing too, with many cities seeing rent growth below 1%. That's why 2026 may be a good year for those looking to invest, launch businesses, or make large purchases. Will unexpected events affect this? Always a possibility. But based on today's numbers, the outlook is clear, and much better than it was 2 years ago. Next chapter, we'll wrap up what this means for you, and how to use this information wisely. Let's talk about money. Not in theory, but in your life. There's a mindset shift that changes everything. Stop seeing money as something you only spend. Start seeing it as something you can grow. Here's the problem. Most people are trained to consume, get paid, give, spend, gives, wait for next paycheck, repeat. But economic thinking means breaking this cycle. It's asking yourself a simple question before every expense. Will this return to me somehow? If the answer is no, you're spending. If the answer is yes, you're investing. And no, investing isn't just the stock market. Let's say you have $100. You want to buy a pair of sneakers online, but instead of just buying them, ask, could I flip them? Could I buy 2 pairs on sale and sell one later? Could I create a review video on YouTube and earn ad revenue? These are small examples, but they change everything. You shift from consumer to creator, from follower to player. Now multiply that logic. You spend $200 on a camera. Not because it's cool, but because you'll use it to film and monetize content. You take a course, not because it's trending, but because it'll teach you skills that companies pay for. You don't lose money, you plant it. Let's go deeper. In 2024, over 138 million buyers used eBay. That's not a small group. That's opportunity. People make thousands per month flipping old electronics, niche collectibles, or even bulk items from wholesalers. No brand, no fancy store, just smart economics. And what about safe investments? Government bonds now pay around 4.5% per year. So if you park $1,000 there, it passively earns $45, no effort. That's better than letting inflation eat it away. Or maybe you want to start small with something practical. $50 in equipment to clean sneakers, and offer local service in your neighborhood. Low cost, high margin, recurring demand. This is economic thinking in real life. It's not magic, it's awareness. Most people scroll past opportunities every day. Not because they're not smart, but because they weren't trained to see through the economic lens. Now you are. So next time you're about to spend, pause. Ask, can this return to me? If not, pass. If yes, go all in. Final message, call to action. If you found this helpful, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment telling us, what topic do you want us to explore next? Based on real numbers, this is YEcon, and we're just getting started.